Hello, my beautiful Leos. Welcome to your monthly reading. We're going to dive right in. I'm just so happy to be in this energy right now. I'm excited to give this reading. And honestly, it'll probably be a quick one because I see that you are already working on what it is that you need to be working on. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Leo. I see right now you're represented by the Page of Cups, and immediately what I got from that is allowing yourself to have that childlike wonder again and that joy and creative expression. This feels very much centered around some type of artistry, some type of creation. But I feel like you were just allowing yourself, like giving yourself the chance to either try or actually pursue something that would just make you happy, that maybe doesn't have what's the word, like the most practical kind of application, I guess, or that maybe this is even something kind of new that you're wanting to explore that hasn't necessarily been done in the way that you want to do it before, because I'm seeing that coming up in a little bit of a challenge. I'm seeing work specifically, and I feel like it's more like tedious things that you feel obligated to do, things that you have some type of responsibility. Honestly, I think your responsibilities are kind of boring you, Leo. They're just not fun. And maybe this is even stuff where it's like whatever it is that you do for your career isn't something that necessarily inspires you, or it isn't tied to your emotions in some way, right? So it's lacking that kind of like emotional fulfillment that you really need. And so that's a little bit of a challenge. But I am seeing that because you are wanting to kind of pursue this new, for some of you, this is literally, this isn't just talking about like just wanting to be emotionally fulfilled. For some of you, it's talking about like your work is actually getting in the way of like your pursuit for romance. Like maybe you have, been focused on your career. And so now things are stable enough and you're wanting to pursue romance and you're like, I'm not really sure how to do that, or finding the kind of balance between work and romance has been a little bit of a struggle. But this feels like this is all tied together. So maybe the kind of artistic creative expression you're wanting is actually creating a family, interestingly enough. But this is just about trying to get everything set up, is what it feels like. Just making sure that everything is like in order before you pursue whatever this artistic thing is. For some of you, this is literally like there's an art project that you're wanting to pursue, or even I'm getting for some of you, it's like acting, something centered around the arts and some kind of creative expression that you're wanting to do that is at the same time like you're weighing up. For a lot of you, like you have families or someone who depends on you, and so you're trying to, again, like the practicality of it is coming in. For some of you, this is also just dealing with like guilt around being able to do something that you consider more free. This is like if you grew up and experienced financial insecurities in your home, there's like this guilt around like, why would I get to do theater, or why should I get to be like a singer? And maybe you do actually again have people that like are financially dependent upon you, so there's that added pressure where you just feel like in the past you have stopped yourself from doing it because of that kind of a thing. But the subconscious influence, like you are being called to do this is like you have such an inspiring kind of fire, Leo. When you tap into it, it's the kind of just expression of self with like full commitment, and like there's a knowing of yourself that really inspires people. The freedom to truly just, I'm seeing like, so like just with total abandon, you know what I mean, like put on a show kind of a thing. You tap into a different kind of energy, Leo, that when it really flows is just beautiful to watch and really is inspiring to the people around you. I'm seeing the past influence, and this is why I was just like, every time I pull the card, I was like, hell yeah, Leo. This is, I really like to see this. This is talking about overcoming. Um, this feels more like insecurities and kind of people pushing you down because they saw you shining. And this is like overcoming the kind of internal like self-sabotaging monologue that can play on a loop if you don't catch it. This can also be like, people in your past that um were kind of like, I'm just seeing someone like saying really mean things to someone, people that would just, I don't know, there's something about your light that really triggers people, Leo. And so when you know in your past were kind of just being yourself is really what I'm getting, but expressing yourself truly and authentically. Some people, because they were triggered in that moment because they didn't feel that they could express themselves truly and authentically. You know what I mean? It's that kind of like biting energy, or this even feels a little bit like maybe people that you considered friends in the past that were more like that frenemy kind of energy, jealousy, that kind of a thing, underhanded kind of stuff. But this feels more like people kind of saying little like negging things, you know what I mean? Like people would kind of give backhanded compliments or slip in things to kind of undermine the confidence that they saw so strongly in you. This is overcoming all of that. And this is not, listening to people that just have negative things to say. This is not giving attention to people who, you know, are jealous or whatever it is, the kinds of stories that kind of came out of having experiences with people who, because they felt small and felt like they could not shine, projected that onto you in whatever kind of a way, which it usually comes out in some form of like attack. You know what I mean? Moving forward, what is ahead of you is honestly, again, I think it's really beautiful. This is about only engaging in the kinds of connections where your cup is also being filled. This is like being able to give as well as receive. And I think this is like you are even gonna kind of step up, like giving to yourself. I see you having a lot stronger boundaries. To some people, this might come off as you. I'm just seeing someone that's like, oh, you've changed, kind of a thing. But it's like, nah, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to actually, yes, thank you. Like in a positive way, I'm trying to change and become something else. And as a result of that, because your attention needs to shift, it's like you have less attention to give someone else. I think it will be cleared up real fast, the kinds of people that really support you, without any ego and without the need to kind of be like validated is the word that's coming to mind, but I'm not sure that's exactly what fits. Validated by you. These are people who, like also have their own kind of thing going on where they don't need someone else constantly being there to tell them that they are also fantastic, kind of thing. I think just naturally, again, like being your full authentic self will show you who can stand in that light, and then the people who feel like it's too much. You know what I mean? But yeah, you getting a lot more clear with your boundaries, you being a lot more stern with them. Also, I just see you like expressing your creative side even in areas of your life where it's not necessarily like you sitting down doing whatever the practice is, but it's like allowing that kind of artwork to just be who you are at all times. And I feel like this is more so coming up with like speech. Maybe you have some type of speech pattern, or maybe even I'm feeling the need to like move my body a lot. Maybe you're a lot more literally just physically expressive, you know what I mean? And like to do kind of grand gestures or talk with your hands a lot. Something like that. There's something where it's just like you letting yourself be more free in what seems like small, kind of mundane, unimportant ways, but they are ultimately really important because it also help you kind of reprogram your subconscious mind, um, to be more okay with just being how you are, which you should be. I'm also seeing ahead of you, there is some type of communication, verbal communication around a past connection. I didn't go too deep into it because it feels like something that um, is again kind of tied to the little bit of resistance. And this feels more just like it doesn't feel like a very heavy conversation, but it does feel like there is some kind of conversation around past because we have the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Um, Cancer also had those two cards in kind of similar placements. If you have Cancer anywhere prominently in your chart, I don't know. You might want to check that reading out. There might be something there for you. But this is just like having a very kind of honest conversation, and more of like a, I see it either being like there's someone that's kind of saying like I should have said this, you know what I mean, in the past, or I wish I could have said this. I wish I would have had kind of the like emotional awareness to have been able to say this or communicate this in this way at this time. So blah blah blah. It feels kind of like that kind of conversation between two people who have like a mutual understanding and are willing to take like equal parts accountability for whatever kind of like miscommunication happened. It feels like a very healthy kind of again just honest, like I need to be honest and express myself kind of a conversation, and it feels very healing, to be honest with you, Leo. The oracle that I have pulled, I'm excited to read it. It's number 42, which also reduces to a 6. So we do, if 666 has been following you around lately. Also talks about decisions and things like that. But it says expect a miracle. Number 42. It says make a wish, expect a miracle. According to an old European legend, the name Lady in Ladybug is borrowed from Our Lady the Mother Mary. During the Middle Ages, when pests plagued crops to disastrous levels, the farmers prayed to the Blessed Lady to save their lands. In a short time, the ladybugs, who had not been in the area before, started visiting and eating the pests. The crops thrived. Your crops, all that you are growing in your life, benefit from your willingness to ask for and receive help. It doesn't matter to whom you address your petition, the sacred is always listening. Make the wish. Expect the miracle. I think that is great advice, Leo. That is all that I have for you guys. Whatever you've been doing, it's been working. So keep doing that. Thank you for the beautiful energy, Leo. If this reading resonated at all and you want to let me know, feel free to drop a like or comment. I really do love hearing from you guys and it helps me out a lot. And if you want to be notified next time I post a video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can hit the little bell too and you'll get a notification. Hope to see you guys next time. Thanks so much. Bye.